It's been a while. I know. I'm sorry. This is something different. It's something new. I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do, where I was trying to go. So this is going to be a whole new type of segment. This is going to be a podcast, and it's going to be called Unlocked. So for my first guest for Unlocked podcast, and before we actually get to that part, this is going to be a specialized part of the podcast. It's called Founders Friday. I'm going to explain what that is and why I decided to do it in just a moment. But for our first guest, I have Lada.
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Hello.
Oh, Lord. So, thankfully I pronounced it right. So, Lada, what will you be discussing with us today?
Sure. Today I would love to talk to you about two companies that recently launched, a film production company and then a creative agency for like videography and photography services.
She right her, y'all. She right her. Okay, so this segment is Founders Friday, and I basically wanted to kind of gather people who has companies, basically just like Lada, and have them talk about what it is that their company does. I like sitting here helping out other small companies, other small people like me who does different podcasts or who's just an entrepreneur and just needs their business that's be shown to the world. And so I wanted to do this. I like helping people. So I thought this would be something really fun to do and really cool and creative. So thank you for being my first guest for Founders Friday and my first guest for my podcast altogether. So I guess my first question really would be, what made you want to start your companies and which one did you start first, and again, why?
Sure. I always had like kind of like this entrepreneur spirit where I like managing projects and like working on things that I really like. So that's why it has always been a dream for me to create my own company, creative companies particularly. I first created Wild Kids Production a little more than 10 months ago. And then we like right now we're starting to develop our projects. And We Create Agency is more recent. It's about a month ago, something like that.
Okay.
And I really wanted to develop it because I really wanted to showcase my work. Like I've been working as a photographer and videographer for a while, but I never had like a website where I like officially offered services, and that's what I really wanted to do.
So you said you started with, what was the first one?
Wild Kids
So Wild Kids, where did that name come from? Like, is it just for kids, or is it something for everyone particularly?
Sure, it's for everyone. The name came kind of. I've been having this name for a while. I just like this kind of like wild spirits and this idea of like you know, when we were creating, you're still like kind of like a kid, like always like working on your favorite projects with your favorite people. It's kind of like playing your games with your friends.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Okay, so is that something that you do? Is it just you? Do you have a partner to do this with? And by partner, you know, a friend, significant other, family member, or is it something that you just kind of decided to do and you started it on your own? Do you, I guess, manage it on your own? Do you have management?
Sure. So for Wild Kids Production, I before officially creating it, I really was looking for someone to come along because it kind of felt scary, and I felt like if I had someone by my side, it would be like more easy. And that's why I found a partner. She's an actress, and so like we really got on super well, and so now we're like co-creators. And we brought along a few months ago another friend of mine who's like a producer friend who also joined us with the company, so that was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? I know the second one was a friend, but with the first one, did you put out feelers, or was it somebody that just kind of introduced you? Did you just happen to run into the person?
Yeah, so actually, I put some like notices on Facebook and like other creative groups.
Social media, y'all, it will
yeah.
change your life.
Definitely. And so like I ran some couple of interviews with some people just to kind of see like, are we gonna be a good match or not?
I like that, interviews. You need to make sure you, I feel like I should have done that with a lot of aspects in my life.
Yeah.
Do some interviews before you
Kinda
kind of
like
just
match
agree
the
to do
energy.
things.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, and like we met like through Zoom like the first time, and like it clicked perfectly, and
Oh,
we're
that's
like, okay,
awesome.
yeah, let's do something together.
I
'Cause
love
that's awesome.
that. Oh, that
Yeah.
is amazing. So, with the production company, um, do you, is it just like an online base? Is it something that people can come like into an office to talk to you guys about if they had something that they wanted to produce under your company? How does that work?
Sure. So for now, we're still online. So if we have a website and like Instagram page. So if people want to reach out to us, they can like find our email on our website and just like shoot us an email, and that's how we can like talk about projects.
Okay.
So yeah.
So for the Instagram, it would be the just the name.
Yes, exactly. Wild Kids Production.
Okay. So I will put that down below, you guys. So for anyone who wants to sit there and, discuss with her of anything that you wanted to produce under her Wild Kids production, you said you also do have another company. It is called the We Create, correct?
Sure, we create agency.
So how does that one work, coinciding with the production?
Sure. So the production company is more focusing on like short films, producing like things for like films, shows, and the We Create agency is more creating content for other people, particularly like artists, influencers, businesses, and we like offer different packages depending on your budget. If you're like super low budget, we have like different services, and then if you have like more, you can have like subscriptions, monthly subscriptions, where you
Nice,
pay like a
okay.
certain fee, and like you get like 3 photo shoots a month, plus like we shoot 8 reels for you a month, like
Okay.
something like that. But everyone can find like whatever they're looking for depending on their budget.
I like that. So with that, so that's something that just started as well, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so I'm also thinking of down the line to doing my own agency and stuff. We kind of talked about it prior to this right now, where I said it that I wanted to do something similar to what you're doing, where it will help out people who has, I guess, like less than 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and who really kind of has more of a substance to talk about. I'm more into, I guess, having it where they're talking about something, they're discussing something. So whether it's something like this, a podcast, or just having their own YouTube show to talk about certain things, or even I have a talk show and stuff, a YouTube talk show called Let's Get Comfortable. So even something like that. So even for me, I'm like, I don't want it to just be like, oh yeah, come follow my life. This is my YouTube, and then just hope to get followers. I want it to be about substance. So is it something like that?
The goal is really to help any creator or like business person to really have like quality content, because now on the
Okay.
internet, like everything is very high quality, and that's what you get to
Yes.
notice. But it's not always that easy to like make good content on your own. So that's like the goal, and like it doesn't matter how many like followers you have or what type of content you do. Like the goal is like to make you shine at like your personality, your art, if you're an artist, a singer, an actor, and your business, to really like reflect high quality and like who you are as a person through this content that you want to create with us.
So for your indie film production, is it the same people that helps out with the We Create agency, or is it totally new people?
So for Recreate, I'm actually alone right now. I just
Oh.
launched it for my own personal services. We'll see. Probably like hopefully when it gets bigger, there probably will be more people. Like the goal is to grow it bigger and have like more videographers and photographers join along and like kind of work on
Nice.
several projects. But for now, yeah, it's super recent, so it's just me.
And how long ago did you develop that?
Very, very recently, like a month. Like I created it like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I always had the idea, and I always worked as like a photographer, videographer,
Okay.
but I never had like kind of like this website where I officially like offer packages and services. But what I know is that you either have like we offer photo shoots, depending on the price of the package. You can have a certain number of pictures, outfits, and locations. Then we have just video packages. So we do like I do like I capture events. Music videos, acting reels, promotional videos for products, or like just Instagram reels for influencers. And then we also have photography and videography packages where they're like you can like have like photo shoots and like video content, and the final part is subscription. So like if you're willing to pay like a certain price per month, like every month, like you know that okay, we're gonna work with you for like to make like 3 photo shoots a month, and like maybe shoot like 8 reels, or like one video of 10-minute long every month, something like that.
Well, that's a lot.
Yes.
I need to check out that website because I definitely need like help with my reels. I just need help posting on Instagram altogether. So with something like that, I guess how much would maybe I guess an Instagram reel cost for someone to help them? Well, since I know it's just you right now, for you to help somebody else out with something like that, how much would that just off the top of your head would something like that cost?
Sure. So once again, it really depends like what are your needs, and what specific things you want in the reel and how much time it's gonna take. So
Okay.
if it's something really quick in one location, just like you walking in the street, kind of like fashion style thing, it can cost like between $50 to like 200. It depends.
Okay.
Really depends.
So I know you said location. So is it something that you scout different locations and then you put it on the site? Is it something that you're, I guess, I want to not paired, but like you're in connection with, or is it something where you kind of just have it, um, I guess like an open location where everybody could go to, like a park or something like that?
Sure. So it depends on what you're looking for. So if it's exterior locations, I love to like scout. I have a list of like places that are always nice to go to, but then I like scouting all over the city.
Oh, nice.
And then if like depending on what package you purchase, then I also have something that's more like I can give you access to a photo video studio where they like we have more control, and maybe we have like backdrops or like a kind of like theme like color
Nice.
room, flower room, things like that. So it really depends. Yeah.
If they wanted to do something that's more of a like a personal shoot, is there like would you do something probably at their house or something where they're at a hotel and stuff like that? Is that something that you would do, or is that like a boundary? You're like, I don't feel comfortable going into your house. I'd rather we probably do it somewhere else where for protection and security reasons.
Yeah. Well, if it's personal or something about family or like an intimate story they're trying to tell, or like the story of their life, something like that,
Okay.
I do think that like filming then in an environment that they're comfortable or used to is really better and makes them more comfortable. Like so
Okay.
shooting in their houses is always great. It's kind of like showing their world. Hotels are great too because it's like very calm and it's like the environment is very pretty, and you do have also that intimate scene because you're not in the street with like 20 people walking behind.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Perfect. Has it ever overlapped any of you the companies or even maybe your clients? So has there any been anyone where maybe they are part of the production, but they also want to utilize you for the agency? So has it been any type of overlap with maybe your agency and the production are doing um, something together in a sense? So they do different things, but they also kind of sometimes do overlap. So has there been any type of overlap with that?
Not yet because we create agency is pretty recent, so
Okay.
I haven't had like any chance yet to like do collab projects with my other company, but in the future probably, because once we'll be filming our own projects, we'll probably also try to like use Recreate Agency to film content for social media to promote our projects, things like this. So
Okay. So with the production company, I know a lot of times people use another production company as well. Well, I guess, have you done stuff basically where it's just your production companies, or have you combined and done networking with other production companies for different things as well?
Definitely networking is something that we're always trying to do
Okay.
with my producer friends. Right now, with the projects that we're developing, we're working on them like on our own with our just with this company. But we're always open to obviously bring another company along to help us out. That's always great, and I think it really helps for a lot of things and budgets as well. So that will be probably something we'll do in the future.
So when you network with another production company, it helps, I guess, the cost keep down, or so it doesn't like rise it. It'll make sure that it stays lower.
Yeah, definitely. And also kind of like, ideally also use their network and maybe they have advice or, they have like collaborators that we could benefit from for
Oh,
locations or
I always thought
any
it
crew
probably
members.
costs more to network with like other companies and stuff like that. So it actually saves your money if you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh wow, that makes sense. That's probably why people go to Georgia. Tax credit, hello.
Yeah.
So is there a specific, I guess, influencer or a specific actor or anybody where you're like, I would love for you to use my agency or production company that you really have in mind that you're hoping will kind of come to us and really be like, oh, I saw, your agency, or I saw your production company and I really want to kind of get some information. If there's somebody like your top three where you're like, I need these people.
Ooh, that's a very tough question. But I guess anyone who's like something that I really admire is the people on TikTok or Instagram who are making all this kind of like creative short films of
Ooh,
visuals and kind of like
yes.
these stories with like the voiceover. I really like these ones, and I would love to work with a filmmaker or young director, screenwriter who does things like that. And like honestly, any like upcoming filmmakers, that was the goal of creating Wild Kids Production. It was really like to help upcoming filmmakers to show their content
Yeah.
to the rest of the people. So I would love to collaborate with these type of people.
It's funny, like TikTok became this thing and it became huge, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who created it, but he became like millionaire, billionaire, like within like overnight sensation. And it's so funny where I know there's somebody out there right now who's like, TikTok's about to be yesterday's news. Because you have Facebook and then is somebody with Instagram and then they ended up combining together,
Yeah.
and then there was a Twitter, right? And then after
Yeah.
Twitter they was like, nope, but I got something else for you. And then they got another
Yeah.
person, and then you have TikTok, and it's like it's so cool because I just heard about TikTok probably just last year.
Hmm.
I did used to have TikTok. Let me tell you something. TikTok. Look at me, raw. Okay, I am not an editor in any way. It takes so much work. It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to do it at work. I had all that good, amazing free time at work. And I would do it there, and people loved it. She was my coworker. She moved on. I still hate you for that. But she moved on to something way better stuff, which is great. So she became a really good friend now. But she loved watching it. She always be like,
Hmm.
"Are you posting another one? What's your next one?" And I'm like, "Oh, girl, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this is tiring." And it,
Yeah.
it was great. I had amazing stuff. I would do it when I was at my studio apartment. I did some at work, and it was great. I had some really fun ones, and it was really catching the eye stuff, but it is so exhausting.
It
So
is.
I'm like, you know, with you saying how you will love some of the TikTok and how with what they do and their editing and creating, and I'm always like, kudos to these people because
Yeah.
I'd rather just learn a damn dance because trying to just do. And I always remembered the my sister. She did a TikTok with us when we were living in Orlando. I lived there for 4 years, and my sister had us do, my mom and I do a TikTok. And I just remember, I was like, what the hell is TikTok? I was like, what is that? So this was probably maybe 2019. And so at that point, I'm like, I don't know what it is. I have never heard of this thing. And I think it was that year that it really blew up.
Yeah.
Because I think it was for kids originally, I was told. And then it was for dancers.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, and again, I'd rather learn a dance move because it feels like you just don't get it right. You got to do it again. All that editing. But she wanted us to do every little editing thing. And it was just, she was like, okay, we're going to do this. And then she was like, but we got 5 seconds, so you have to do it right. And I was like, but I didn't understand it. I was like, what the hell is she doing? And my mom and I was looking at each other like, what craziness is going on? And it was insane. And it probably, the whole thing might have been a quick 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But we had to keep pausing it after every 5 seconds to get it. And it worked out really well. And it looked fantastic when it was done. But Lord, until I started doing it, when I realized, I was like, oh, I could do the TikTok, kind of really get that going just to have some fun with it. It's exhausting. Yeah, it's so tiring. And I loved it. It was fun. I really did have a blast doing it. Especially when you work really hard to do it. And you're like, I could do this and stuff. And I had probably, oh Lord, a lot of retakes for this, you guys. It was so many retakes. And it was so much fun. And I did have a blast. But it was just, oh my God. So, to just kind of wrap it back up and get back to how you said you love the whole thing with the TikTokers and stuff. I praise you guys. Because it's
Definitely.
just, that's how some of them gets noticed and everything to do, filmmaking and everything. People start from there. And there's even people who tell their stories about different things that happened to them. I always remember the weirdest, crazy story, how a TikToker shared she was in a hotel room. Funny enough, the hotel room shared the same wall as a restaurant.
Okay.
And she said she just kept hearing noise out of nowhere. She's like, but there's and not a hotel room. So I'm sorry, guys, an Airbnb. And shared the whole, but I guess they had cut it off. It was like, this is the place you get. And it was a wall. So she didn't think nothing of it. And till she came and she's like, she's trying to figure out what this noise is. And I think it was like a small window, I guess, where she was in the bedroom, and it was the bed. You see the bed, and then you just see a small window. So she's like, well, let me move the curtain, right? Where will it lead to? And she looks, and it's a restaurant. But it was like one of those two-way mirrors. So she could see them. They could not see her. So she is literally, swear to you, the people were here, her window was here, and she is watching them eat. She's like, wow, this couple look like they're having a great time. Wow, that food looks so... She's like, honestly, I could probably, if there was no glass, reach my hand, take the food, and just eat it. And I was like, what the hell? This is where I started realizing Airbnbs, I don't know if me and you going to be a fit no more. But it became this whole thing where TikTok became such a newsworthy place and where you could kind of do stuff like that. And so it always boggles my mind because I'm like, how was that possible? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Where this small little app just changed lives and made it where it's like, that's where some people get their news. That's how some people become these filmmakers and everything like that. And it's like, wow. So it's cool that, you actually even mentioned that you would love for, some type of TikToker to kind of come and utilize your agency or your production company and stuff, because they are huge.
And like creating reels really does take time. Like when you start doing it more and more, you realize how time consuming it is. And not everyone has that much time, particularly when you're beginning and you have like a job or studies. So that's why having people help you out with this, help you edit your videos, film your videos, like will really help you gain some time and like grow your career more quickly and still have that high quality that you're going for.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I want to say thank you for being my first guest on my new podcast. Again, this is a new podcast called Unlocked. We'll be having some more. This entire segment, though, was called Founders Friday. Again, just wanted to kind of just help people out, get their information out there. So she, again, has We Create, which is her agency. And then the other one, Wild Kids, right?
Yes.
Wild Kids Production. Thank you, Lada, for coming.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And please look it up. I will also put the Instagram handle and website down below. And please utilize her agency and her production company. And yeah, I will also put your handle down below, your personal handle as well, in case you want to contact her. Thanks for watching, you guys. Stay tuned for my next episode. Bye.